Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Ojy Okpe is joining us to discuss our exclusive interview with renowned musician and entrepreneur Oladapo Daniel Oyebanjo, who is popularly known as Divanj. Good morning, Ojy.
Good morning, Dr. Abati.
Good morning, Ojy.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
How was your weekend?
Restful. Yours?
It was fantastic.
I can imagine.
Okay, so I had an interview with Divanj. I call him the entertainer, but everyone knows him as Divanj, correct? All right. He is a renowned award. Dr. Abati, yes. He's so energetic too. He's completely amazing. His interview was one of the best interviews I've had in a while.
That's amazing.
Yes, completely amazing. All right. He's a renowned award-winning musician who has paved the way for Afrobeats to regain its global presence in the music industry. He has triumphed through dark days, from losing his brother at the age of 14 to losing an only child. I can only refer to him as an enigma. I had the pleasure of going backstage to one of his music videos for an exclusive interview to discover why he is one of the most sought-after entertainers in Africa. Let's take a look.
I told you before, Bakali, listen.
He has recorded several groundbreaking music that has earned him awards both locally and internationally. Oladapo Daniel Oyebanjo, popularly known as Divanj, has been credited for setting up new generation Afrobeats to the global stage.
To everyone generally, it's my journey is quite interesting, very much so, and inspiring one, I must say. You know, Oliver Twist is what, 7 years now? This is 2019, so it came out 2012.
I have a confession. Don't take it personal. I have a confession. So you gotta.
His 2012 summer hit, Oliver Twist, featuring Grammy Award-winning musician Kanye West, became the trendsetter for Nigerian musicians, topping international charts. Divanj began his career in 2004 after meeting Nigerian music mogul Don Jazzy. They collaborated and released the album No Long Thing, which got Divanj a Channel O Best Newcomer of the Year award in 2006.
When we started, being in the music industry was more of something you're not proud of. No parent wanted your kids to be musician. No one wanted to associate themselves with the musician. They thought that it was a hobby or you're jobless. It's where you don't find any work to do. That's where you now try and turn into it. But today, you know, music, you know, being an artist is one of the most sought after, I'll say, career that the new millennials are going after.
Over the years, Divanj had gone on to win several awards, including the MTV Europe Music Awards for Best Africa Act and the BET Awards for the Best International Act. With a career spanning almost 2 decades and several endorsements, Divanj used his influence to reinvent himself as an entrepreneur, launching the Cream platform to discover young, creative minds across Nigeria.
After, you know, Mo Hits split up, I said, no, I'm not even going to stress myself to build another record label because, firstly, where do you start from? For me, when I do something, I go into it so passionately. So, and I'm a loyalist. So I said, let's leave down. Is there any other way? So I said, let's go and build an empire. Let's have a multimedia. You know, if you have a record label, you actually definitely need to have distribution. You need to have marketing. You need to have promotion. So for me, I went on that part, and then I got myself the right licenses to be able to, you know, gather content. And so I started distributing content since 2012 across the networks.
I told you before, Bakali, listen.
To mark his 39th birthday, I met up with the singer where he was shooting a music video to talk about his extensive career, his business, and how he has overcome personal challenges to remain on top of the African music scene. Divanj,
Yes.
welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
I am so excited to have you here today.
Me too, actually. It's been an entertaining day. You know, we've been shooting, as you've seen, you know, and I've been watching the program. So arise, let's go.
This year marks your 15 years in the music industry.
Ooh, 15
and you have remained relevant, iconic, and bankable. What is the secret to your success?
First day I did not know 15 years. Oh
Yes.
yeah, it's like okay. Yeah, my first was 2004. You're right about that. Yeah. I think it's just the grace of God. The grace of God is very important generally in life, and also having a dream, having a vision, being true to yourself, you know, being very hardworking, believing in yourself, believing in your God, believing in your guts as well, and never being satisfied at a state. I think you can now say, knowing that I'm an Oliver Twist, yes, yes, you are not satisfied. You have one achievement, you want to cross and cross and cross. So
Absolutely.
so everything put together, of course, then with the right team, constantly looking for the right set of people to be around. You know, you just keep going, keep going.
So talking about Oliver Twist, correct?
Yes.
You've made several hits, and Oliver Twist seems like the one that put you on the global platform.
Yes.
It did not only top the charts, but you collaborated with Kanye West.
Oh my God.
Please tell us how that happened and what it means to the Nigerian music industry.
To everyone generally, it's my journey is it's quite interesting, very much so, and inspiring one, I must say. You know, Oliver Twist is what, 7 years now? It's 2019, so it came out 2012, and I met Kanye in 2010 in Dubai. You know, I went for a concert in Dubai, and when we finished, we were leaving, and at the airport, we pulled up. We came out with my entourage, you know,
With
when
your
I move,
entourage,
oh yeah,
okay.
when I roll like a king, you know, as I am. You know, so on a more serious note, we pulled up there and we had this hell stress running to us saying, Mr. Kanye West, Mr. Kanye West, and I was like, Mr. Kanye West, I'm the bunch, you know, I didn't know, and I told my people that Kanye is coming, let's look out, and one thing led to one thing, and we met him, and fast forward, he was very interested in our sound, and just generally, he's been looking for that different sound. So he invited us to New York, and that's how the story started. But then we did Oliver Twist when we were in New York, and released it in Nigeria, and 6 months later, poof, and then I went to the UK, and from there, we did meetings, and they said this song has the potential of being a summer hit, and then we just followed through, and I think that kind of broke the barrier and opened people's eyes to seeing that these people have got something.
You are
Africa has-
absolutely right,
Yes.
D'banj, because of Oliver Twist, you actually merged Nigerian music and you brought back Afrobeats. You brought Afrobeats back to the global platform after Fela, because Fela was the original originator.
I was going to
of
say to you.
Afrobeats.
I was going to say
Because
to you that
he was in New Jersey.
Yes,
Before
Fela is
with
legendary.
Bono,
Fela
and
is
with all of these people. And because of you, Afrobeats became the one hit everyone wants to listen to. No.
I won't say me alone
Okay.
because I'll say it's the whole movement. You know, we've been trying to. First of all, UK has been hungry for African music.
What
our
do you mean
people, UK, London generally.
Do you
our
mean the
people.
Western world or just
No,
the
UK
United
first.
Kingdom?
The United Kingdom.
Okay.
We got like there's like a second home for us Africans there. Long time. I'm talking about a long time. I remember the first time we did Coco concert in Hammersmith Apollo. It was not 2009. Wow, 10 years ago.
Yes.
So 10 years ago, we've
Yes.
already started selling out, you know, those kind of arenas in the UK without having a top 10 record. For Oliver Twist was not really just Afrobeat. I always say it was Afropop.
Right.
Because if you listen to it, it's pop. It's got the Afro in it. So it's not 100% Afrobeat.
Would you
100%
consider your
Afrobeat.
genre of music Afro pop and not Afro?
No, I'm everything. I'm an
Okay.
entertainer. You look at me, you see me, I'm an entertainer. I entertain you even when you are sitting down. I don't have to talk to entertain you. I can just entertain you. But for me, I've done Afrobeat. I do Afrobeat very well, Afro pop. We have people that do Afro rap.
Right.
We have people that do Afro house. you know, so it kind of shone that light to the industry. And very important, around that same time, our brother, I remember, Fuse ODG in the UK, he also came up with a top 10 record. So it was more like the movement, having that we have the Oliver Twist doing #2 in the UK. Then, you know, he came out with the next single, if I remember, Azonto. Azonto,
Yes, I
think
remember
that was
that.
a year after that. So the movement, it just opened the light for them. They're like, these people will do like this sound is different and is energetic and it's very passionate.
You're often seen to be drawing inspiration from Fela. And, you know, everyone relates you with Fela. It feels like you are like the reborn of Fela with Afrobeats and Afrobeats music. Is that right? Or am I
think everyone has, I think every one of our generation, they've got one or two taps from the late
So when
Fela.
you say your generation, because your generation is very different from the Wizkid and the Davido. You are the
Everywhere.
pioneer.
So what are the people in my generation? Let me
Yes,
see. Who was it?
exactly.
What was it from my generation? Peace Choir. Oh yeah, Peace Choir. Okay.
P Square is
Peace Choir is Usher.
a different
Usher.
exactly.
Usher inspiration. You get me
Yes.
now. Okay, I feel that.
Absolutely.
I feel that. And then Two-Face. Two-Face is not my. Is my senior.
But he's
Two-Face is
R&B
my
as
senior.
well.
Okay,
He's
that's
very
true.
different from your genre.
That's why I'm the one.
So you are the one.
No. No. Oh, wow. That's very. Wow. I think for me it's because I'm very natural. There's no
Okay.
hiding. There's no fake. This is what you get. And I'm also very bold. I say it as it is. And I also use my lifestyle and my experiences to just pass my message across. You know. So I never met him. Unfortunately, I wish I did. I never ever went to the shrine when I was growing up. My mother would have beaten me twice then, not to go to the shrine. But I started hearing people say that when I started performing early, that this guy is like Fela, is like
He's like
Fela,
the
it's
new
like Fela,
Fela.
it's like Fela, it's like Fela. Then
And you perform exactly the way he does. Your movement. You sometimes go out on stage without your shirt.
no, that's because
And
I sweat a lot.
Is that the reason?
Yeah, I
Is that
sweat a
because you
lot.
want to emulate Fela?
Oh no, I sweat a lot,
Okay.
and I'm also Spartacus. I got a
Are you sweating right now?
inside, you know what I'm saying? I sweat. My metabolism is very fast. It's like Iron Man, you know?
Okay,
So I
okay.
sweat a lot. And then also because, like I said, it's when you're entertaining, you got to entertain the people fully. So for me, I just connect with my audience, and I think I just prefer.
Talk to us about how you started. I know that you are from a military background.
Yeah, man.
Seems like your mom also is some. She's from a. She's a teacher?
She's a deaconess.
She's a
She's a deaconess, yes. She's a deaconess in the church. Yeah, my dad now is retired, so he's also a deacon, you know.
And I know I studied. I know that you.
I went to the military
Went
school.
into music
Yeah.
because of your brother.
Yes. Well, my brother used to play the harmonica,
Right.
and he was an NDA. An NDA is Nigerian Defense Academy, which is up in the north in Kaduna. And my brother used to play the harmonica, but me, I was just still finding my roots. And then we lost my brother, I think, when I was 14. When I was 17, I was 14 then. And that's a
You
long
were
time
14
ago.
when you lost your brother.
Years. In one of the very first plane crashes, I can't think it was Air Caroline or something, it was very long. And one of the stuffs that they brought back home was his harmonica, you know, so they had brought us home just to see and talk, and my parents, I was young, so they just spoke to us. So when I was leaving, I just grabbed it from his room, and that was what introduced me into music. So that was when I started just playing around, playing anything I hear, I play.
Do you feel like you did this as a tribute to your brother?
Oh no, I
Become a
just
musician?
no. I just think that, you know, for those that are predestined, you know, God has already aligned the way. So it would have happened even if he didn't die. I would have blended one way or the other, and I would have loved what he was doing, and he would have maybe taught me, and stuff would have been different. But he would have definitely been like a gospel artist, you know. But me, I'm an entertainer. You get me now? You know, me, I can
Yes.
perform in the church and I can perform in the stadium. You get me
Really?
now? I will give it to you as it is. You know, I give you real life, but.
Dibanj, I must commend you. You've been through a whole lot.
Oh, yes.
You've just talked to me about your brother. You lost your brother at 14 years
Oh,
old.
yes.
And I know that there is, you know, the story about your son. I want to first say how deeply emotionally attached I was to that story.
Oh,
I
thank
couldn't
you.
believe what
No one
happened.
could.
And the
No one
story
could.
was completely a shock to the nation.
to
the
me too.
nation stood still.
It's still a
when
shock to me.
everybody heard about your sons.
Thank you. It's still a shock to me. Truthfully, it's not something you want to really think about, but just hold on to God and hold on. You got to encourage yourself from within. It's not anyone, no one is going to comfort you. That would be enough. You know, it's the grace of God, and you just believe in the fact that He that is faithful to begin is faithful to complete. One, to knowing your source. You know, if you know that you're genuinely, your source is from God and He will never wish you bad, then even though He didn't do it, the fact that He allowed it to happen means He wants to use it.
There must be a reason.
Yeah, so for me, I think that is, because it's an ongoing thing. It's almost a year now, and it's a year this June, and for me, it's one of the most, I would say, trying times of my life and my family. But beyond that, it's also a time of awakening. You know, it was like God just trying to reset some kind of thing for me. And I believe that in any time soon, you know, He's already revealed some parts, but it's a continuous thing. But like I said, it's His grace. His grace is totally hanging on to the fact that you know that is a brighter tomorrow. And I just know that when there's a great thing coming, you will not spell disappointment without having appointment in it. There's no way you spell disappointment without appointment. So in every disappointment, there is definitely an appointment somewhere. So if you can pass through the pain to just save the first three letters, the DIS, you surely get to the appointment.
Oh, my life, I swear I like. Should I you be my wife? You're a favor from God. Should I you I could die for?
In 2016, August, we launched a platform called Cream.
Okay.
Yeah, Cream, like the one you use for your hand. No, not like that. I'm just joking. But Cream is an acronym for Creative Reality Entertainment Arts and Music.
Okay.
So it's a 360 platform that takes care of the creative sector. And what we do in it, is all you need to do is pick up your phone and dial a USSD code.
What is the USSD code?
Star 463 hash.
Star 463 hash.
Once you dial it,
Okay.
you say, welcome to the Cream platform where your creative dreams come true. And from there, you can pick what you want. So you want to
Okay.
showcase your talent, you pick. If you're a musician and you want distribution, marketing, video, maybe you don't have money to shoot the video, but you
Okay.
believe that you have the right content, you pick. And so what we had done is we had signed deals with a lot of mentors. You know, people that we believe that people want to listen to, people that we believe that have the ear for it. Call them A&Rs. So we had signed different people across, I believe. We have the Wonder Coast, the ARS Songs, the Ice Prince, and some DJs across. So when you upload your content, they have access to seeing your content.
Wow.
And then they can listen to your content, they can comment on your content, and then you can get a text message that mentor, you know, the band. It's been a successful platform. We have about 4 million subscribers since we launched the platform.
So right now you have about 4 million
Yes,
subscribers.
we do. Yes, we do.
And who is your success story?
Oh, so many people. Firstly, you know, other than the, like I said, it's not just the music platform; it's a creative platform.
Okay.
So we partner with a lot of corporate organizations that render such services that our people require. But on the music front, I will say to you that you might know the song Oya Fun Won Legbe.
Yes, I do.
Oh yeah, fún wọn lẹ́gbẹ̀gbẹ̀, fún wọn jẹ́ bí ṣe wẹ́gbẹ̀. iPhone 1, iPhone 2, iPhone 3, iPhone 4, iPhone 5.
Mr. Real is one of our biggest
Okay,
success story,
fantastic.
and this is kind of funny because I think they had uploaded a song on December 3rd, 2017, and my people heard it and they liked it, and they needed a video. They wanted a music video for their song, and my people picked that song and said, this is going to be a smash. And they said, okay. And so we invited him down. And when he was coming down, he also came with a gift for me. And he came with a guy, his friend. So we got 2 for the price of 1. We saw Slim Case or Tumba Lamba for the first time, who I'm so impressed with his success story, who's done, you know, Isabanga. He came with the Isabanga track for me, you know. So we created the Cream platform to solve an issue that I know that was needed in our industry. But when they came to us, they actually brought me a hit. You know, Isabanga is one of my last singles that I released that was everywhere, and I was so impressed with how it came out. So for me, Cream platform is one that is after my heart. We have gone ahead from connecting to one of our partners, MTN, which is who we launched with about a year ago. I don't know if it's a year yet. We partnered with Access Bank, Diamond Bank. Okay, now the Access and Diamond, they're one. So
Access and Diamond
they're
is
one. So
correct.
we partnered with them and we've connected there because we realized that people also, not everybody has an MTN line, and we didn't want to repeat everything on every other network. So we thought, you know, why don't we do that? Just have the full-blown app, and then we can reach people. So everybody has got a bank account. Everybody's has privacy with your bank account, so we can communicate with them through that. We can have a one-on-one and build that community because people do need help. And also majorly because for every musician you see is an hidden entrepreneur.
Okay.
So it's a platform that we're about to launch in the SADC area, in Zambia, in South Africa, in
So
Ghana.
it's going to be global.
Oh,
it's
yes.
like it's not just for
Oh yes,
Nigeria.
it's our own LinkedIn.
Wow.
You know, when you looked at LinkedIn, LinkedIn is for the corporate sector. You know, we're gonna have our own community. I call it my own Facebook, our own Facebook. So you can look at me like a little Mark Zuckerberg. You might not understand now, but very soon. That's why I'm hailing Jay-Z now, because very soon, it's not a matter of distance. Forbes just, you get their papers right. Already right now, with just the subscription fee, we've been able to generate quite a very impressive amount that people would not even believe if I were to say it on air, which is not one I want to say, but
Please
most of it has
say
gone
it.
back into the platform, has gone back into, you know, trying to push and make sure that we offer those services for them. That's why we've partnered with the like of Sony Music now to give that record label. Like Mr. Rio, for that particular song, Cream platform helped get him a record deal with, you know, Sony Music, you know, and they distributed that song. So for me, the Cream platform is a gateway platform to the creative hub of Africa, and studying the success story, the ups and downs, and what we need next to take it to the next level. And as at then, the platform at barely a year and a half, we generated over $10 million.
Wow.
And then moving on to, you know, trying to expand it, trying to get rights. I cannot wait to have Cream in every African city, in every local government, solving that need. I cannot wait for Cream to do our first movie, which we're doing this year.
Wow.
Yes, we have a lot of scripts. We have about close to, in terms of content that people have, original content that people have uploaded that need help, running in thousands, maybe 5,000. You know, people have uploaded scripts, people have uploaded their poetry, saying, this is my poetry, I need 2 million naira, I want to expand like this. So it's not just a platform for musicians. People have uploaded their artworks and say, I need to sell this, but how am I gonna get my artwork from my house to TerraCulture, where someone can come and see it? So the Cream platform will make that happen for you, you know, and how am I gonna get my script to being a full movie? The Cream platform will solve it for you. So watch out for the Cream platform.
Amazing.
Thank
So
you.
talking about this, how important is it for musicians to diversify the way that you have done? Is it easy for musicians to actually
No.
make a living in Nigeria from music?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Music is big.
Okay.
When we started, it was much harder, but now music is universal, which has always been our prayer, which is why the Cream platform also is setting itself up appropriately to be able to serve as a gateway, because we've seen it, we know what the solution is for the people. But today, if you are a successful C-list artist, you'll make a good number of money. You know, you could do, you know, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year. You could do $1 million a year. So there is a lot of money in music, but people see it and just laugh, and because they don't understand. In fact, most of the people that make the money in the industry are not the artists because they are not even seeing it. They are so young, and what took them into the music industry is the passion. So they just wanted to deliver, they wanted to get there, and then once they're in, poof, everything is so fast.
So who is making the money in
Everyone.
the music industry?
Everyone.
Not the art. You just said
Even
not
the
the
corporate,
artists.
the artist, depending on how structured you are, you could make a lot of money. The corporate organizations making a killing from the money because most of the people that are selling your products for you are us, the influencers, you know.
Yes.
So everyone is in. It's a 360 thing. It's supposed to go around, but if you don't have the right structure or the right team managing you, you wouldn't make. So there is a lot of money in Nigeria, in Africa. You don't have to say you're traveling anywhere to make it. And then finally, when you upload your song through a right distribution channel, you can make money from America without leaving Nigeria. Streaming is everywhere now. So you have Apple Music, you have Spotify. Even in Nigeria, you have quite a number. Udo X is launched, Vibes is launched. So the future is the creative sector. I used to tell people that, and this was before oil went, I said content is the new crude oil. If you're looking at anything, not just musical content generally. So you gotta be aligned into it because that's the money. That's the money. And I think the government has gotten it because I'm hearing what CBN is trying to do for the creative sector.
Absolutely.
I've been an ambassador for Bank of Industry now for 4 or 5 years, and I've seen that Bank of Industry has actually been very major in helping grow people's entrepreneurship ideas. There's a committee on the film side. They give loans to you. They give you soft loan, single digit, maybe like 10%. But then we still need more help, you know. So it's only going to get there. And I can only say that I'm honored and privileged to be who I am today.
Talk to us about the Global Citizens Festival, because that was remarkable.
We had a great time. You know, the Global Citizen was the first major concert I had after, you know, I lost my son. And they had written us to see if I wanted to move, if I didn't want to perform. But I kind of felt that because of what it stood for, you know, eradicating poverty by 2030, you know, it's so important for us. And I'm tired of people saying Africa is the most poor continent. There are much people suffering everywhere in the world, even in America, than us. So I wanted us to stop looking outward for help, but look inward. And in order to look inward, we have to partner with platforms such as Global Citizen so that we can pass our message across. And so it wouldn't be my first time on a Global Citizen stage. I performed in the States with them in DC in 2015. I also did the World Bank, won the deed later that year. But this was the first time, and they had told me, Chris Evans had mentioned to me that he was going to do Africa, and I said, let's do this. So I didn't want to cancel that, and I'm glad I didn't. And the next morning, I was on every front page that I saw, and I was in South Africa, and I think that just crowned the reason why I did it and what I stand for. So we stand for Visible Hope, Africans for Africans, by Africans, to the world.
Fantastic.
I'm the bunch.
What's next for D'banj?
This is my birthday month.
Okay.
Is new music, new showcasing, just, Joe, you guys are going to be hearing a lot. I have a partnership that we're going to be announcing soon with YouTube. I'm excited about that. The Cream platform is partnering with YouTube. The band himself, I'm partnering with YouTube. I'm launching something to be able to get people closer to me, The Adventures of the Band, which is one that they'll be able to follow me and get some real life things, because you know, there are very few of people like me. So when they follow, they will understand, so we can become plenty. You understand me now? So that where we are many, we can be Avengers, and we can take over and deal with Thanos easily, snap the finger. So I'm dropping a new album this month. It's called Tigritude. You're laughing?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm listening.
You know what Tigritude means?
I want to know.
Tigritude is a word that is in the dictionary, so I'm not going to say. It was written by our own Professor Wale Soyinka. And I met him sometimes back, a couple of years, and I told him, sir, I love your word Tigritude. I would like to use it for an album. And he says, do you know the meaning? I said, yes, sir. So it's coming out. My first single from the album was the video shoot you came to, called titled
that
Shy.
we're here for.
Yes, it's called Shy. And we'll be shooting all day. We're still shooting. And we got about, I think, 8 or 9 new songs on the album and then 3 bonuses or so. But I'm excited. I worked with about 11 producers on the album. Great songwriters, about 5 of them. It was so beautiful. So.
And you go by different acronyms. You
Yeah.
are a Coco Master.
Oh, yeah?
You're a Janla.
Oh, yeah, the big fish.
Which one am I speaking to?
You're speaking to Daniel Oyebanjo, a.k.a. I'm the Banjo, or Skiband, like my Jamaican friends call me, Capella, like my South Africans call me, Mensa, like my Ghanaians call me, Frike, like my Liberians call me. If you come to the East, importer, exporter, Osinawata Wurogaraya, one.
Divanj, you have been an absolute pleasure
Thank
on this
you.
program.
Thank you.
I mean, that was so amazing.
Oh, shit. I'm the man.
And that was a brilliant interview.
Yeah, well, I mean, the point he was making about Tigritude, that's directly from Professor Wolu Soyinka. The exact quote is, a tiger does not proclaim its tigritude.
Exactly.
It pounces. So, and
But
what...
also when it enters a room, you would know that
That
the
it's
tiger
there.
is there.
The tiger has arrived.
Yes. I mean, it's, you know, just talking to him just really opened up so many things. Just the fact that he's the one person who actually really paved the way for new generation Afrobeats to come back to the global platform after Fela. Just knowing that he's that one person who merged our industry again and brought our industry to limelight. I just think that he's such a legend and he should just be so cherished in Nigeria. And you know, he's done so much, and the fact that he also has passed through everything that he's gone through in terms of, you know, his child. When I talked to him about that, you know, we talked at length, and I just saw how, you know, the amount of strength he has to be able to overcome such a challenge and just continue to pioneer and pave his way through. It's just
Well,
amazing.
I think one remarkable thing about him is how he's been able to maintain his staying power.
Yes.
Because there was a time, you know, that his career seemed to have been on a, you know, a downward trend.
Like every musician.
Particularly after his, you know, disagreement with Don Jazzy.
Yes.
I thought that the highest point that I had seen initially was his collaboration with Don Jazzy, and which was during the time that he brought out, you know, some of those hit tunes, including Oliver Twist, which went global. But he has been able to reinvent himself. All the collaborations he has done, performing internationally with persons like Rita Ora, Kelly Rowland, Snoop Dogg, Jay-Z, and he became, you know, in due course, a role model for younger musicians, either in hip-hop or in Afrobeat, who all wanted to reach the same level as D-Banj. I mean, he remains, you know, one of the top 3 musicians in my own estimation in Nigeria, and one of the top 5 in Africa. Even if we already have, you know, some, you know, hot guys on the scene now, who seem to have followed in his footsteps. You have Davido, Wizkid, Tiwa Savage, Mr. Easy, Olamide, you know, that whole generation. And it's very interesting to observe them in terms of their creativity and how, you know, they combine creativity with entrepreneurship.
Yes.
You know, that combination, I think, helps in the long run to sustain them. And I guess that many of them, including Deba, they're learning from the example, you know, of the American artists, you know, who move from just music, they combine it with entrepreneurship, they do endorsements and all of that. So a lot of talent there, and I'm looking forward to his next album. He's done 4 so far.
Yes.
Yeah, so hopefully he will give us some hits. You know, some of his hits in the past became almost like national anthems. You know, Olivitis, Mubalawa, Tongolo.
You don't make me fall
Fall in
in
love.
love.
Fall in
That's my
love.
favorite
Fall
one so
in
far.
love.
But
Honestly.
also the fact that I think that when he diversified and he started this Cream platform, I thought that was the most brilliant thing any musician could ever do out of Africa, just to be able to have people have access to support like that. I thought it was so impressive when he talked to me about it. And I think that, you know, it's the way that, you know, musicians can actually change their path and pave their way. And his platform is not only providing, you know, access to musicians, there are also writers, you know, filmmakers. All of these people are able to, you know, put in their effort. And the point that he made about Africa being looked at as a slum, trying to change our narrative in a way that, people can see us as creatives and people can see us as people that can actually make a difference in the world. I thought that was quite
and
impressive.
I think another thing that we can talk about is that, if I may use that phrase, one of Fela's children.
Yes.
In some of those, footages that you showed, you could see the influence of Fela
Yes.
D-Bunch, just as you will see it also to a greater extent even in Burna Boy.
Yes.
What this shows is that good art will endure in the long run. And, a musician, who is good at his art can
Yes.
look towards eternity, if I may say so.
It's funny that you say that because I asked him one question if he actually went to understudy Fela because he moves like Fela. He's just
Yes, I
like
could
Fela. And
see
he said
that.
he just found him on the way. It's not like it's something
Anyway,
that he
Ojy,
studied.
thank you
It was
very much.
amazing.
We've enjoyed that very much.
Thank you.